Hello, revolutionary readers. I am so excited to be here today because, drum roll, Shades of Brown read-alouds are back. Let's say it together. Shades of Brown read-alouds. They're back, and I'm so excited to be here today with you. Now, you may be wondering, Miss Kumar, you look pretty familiar. I know. It's because we were doing these Shades of Brown read-alouds when I had little Rohini in my belly. And now she's 4 months old. Let's count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 months old. Can you believe it? I know, time goes by so fast. But in that time, and for the past few months, past few years, I have been collecting all of these incredible books that I have enjoyed reading with Rohini, even when she was in my belly, and now getting to share them with all of you. I've also gotten some really great recommendations, and I've gotten some really sweet books for Rohini that I'm excited to share with you as well. So, before we get started, I remember that whenever we began reading, we always thought about a cozy spot, maybe a cozy position, maybe it's sitting up nice and tall, maybe it's laying on your stomach, maybe it's leaning on something really cozy and comfy, maybe it's being outside on a blanket, maybe it's being inside curled up in your blanket. But no matter what, wherever you are, you can be you and be as comfortable as you want when it comes to reading. Another thing I know that we all love to do was take some nice deep breaths to get our mind and body ready. Our mind and our body ready. Great job. Such loud and proud revolutionary readers. So let's start off with some deep rainbow breaths. So take your rainbow. Here's mine. Boop. And rainbow breath in. And rainbow breath out. Bring that rainbow back together. Rainbow breath in. And rainbow breath out. Let's now do some twinkling star breaths. So get those stars all together. And deep breath in. And twinkle out. And deep breath in. And twinkle out. Wow. I don't know about you, but my mind and my body feel super calm and ready for today's book. Now, I've been trying to contain my excitement, but I am so excited to share with you our first Shades of Brown read aloud together. So, are you ready? Are you ready? We're always ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? Whoa, that was really loud and proud. Great job. Give yourself a pat on the back. So good. Now, today's book is so fitting, especially for today. So drum roll. Today's book is The Day You Begin. Now, I know that anytime that I get my hands on a book, before I even begin reading it, I love to look at it. I love to feel it. The joy of having a book. I love to look through the pages, maybe get a little sneak peek. But there's another thing that I love to do. Now, you may have done it with me in a previous Shades of Brown read aloud, but I like to sing a song that helps me really dive into what this book could be about. What is this book going to be about? What is this book going to be about? So, let's start off with our song that helps us really see all the different parts of the book. I'm going to sing it first, and then we'll sing it together. I go, then you go. Or if you already know the words, you can sing it right along with me. So here we go. Dun 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 dun, me 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 me, fa la 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 la, ha 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 ha. That's the extent of my singing. Here we go. This is the front of the book. This is the back of the book. The spine and the title. Now let's take a look. All right, here we go. Sing it with me. 3, 2, 1. This is the front of the book. This is the back of the book. The spine and the title. Now let's take a look. All right, here we go. So I'm looking at the cover, the front of the book. And I'm noticing so many things already. What are you noticing already, revolutionary readers? Go ahead and shout them out. Maybe you're noticing the character, the young girl peeking out of a door. Maybe you're noticing that beautiful book and some beautiful things coming out of that book. Maybe you're noticing the words right here, the title, This tells us what the book is going to also be about. You may also be seeing some words here. It looks to me like that might be some important people we're going to talk about. But let's start off with our character. I see a young girl. She's looking out, peering out at something. She's smiling, and she has what seems to be a book that shares some wonderful things. I wonder what that means. I also notice, looks like there's a ruler. Looks like there's a doorknob. Maybe she's entering a classroom door. Who knows? Let's see. Let's read the title. The day you begin. What does that make you think this book is going to be about, revolutionary readers? Maybe it's something new that our character is doing. Maybe it's the first day of something because begin means to start. Maybe it's an important day for her. I don't know, but I'm so excited to read more. Let's see up here now. It says, Jacqueline Woodson, illustrated by Rafael Lo. I'm thinking right now that Jacqueline Woodson must be the author. Does anyone know what the author does? That's right, they write the words in the book. What do you think the illustrator then does? If it's illustrated by Rafael Lo. That's right, he draws these beautiful pictures. Oop, just gave you a sneak peek. All of these beautiful pictures. So now we know what the author does. They write the words, and the illustrator, that's right, they draw the pictures. Now that we've looked at the front, let's look at the back of the book. Because the back of the book, fun fact, it can also tell us such important things about the book. So I'm already noticing some beautiful illustrations. And here, it actually shows me that other people have read this book too. Those are called reviews. Everyone say, reviews. I see different reviews by different people who seem to have read the book and liked the book as well, just like I did. Maybe at the end, we could read a couple of those reviews. Now, does anyone remember what is the other part of the book that's so important? It's okay if you don't remember, we can use the song to remind us. Let's try. This is the front of the book. This is the back of the book. The spine, great job. I'm noticing the spine. Take a look. It tells us the author, the illustrator, the title, and I'm noticing right now that it also tells us who published the book. So maybe when you put it on the shelf, instead of having to look at the cover, you can just read the spine and it tells you and it helps you understand what the name of the book is. Now, revolutionary readers, before we get started with this book, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever felt lost or like you didn't belong? Maybe you felt a little different. I know I have, even as an adult, and even more so when I was little. Well, today we are going to be reading this book, and it's all about being different and the beauty of being different and how your story is so important, especially the things that make you different. Now, sometimes being different and sharing your story takes bravery and it can take courage. So today we're going to be reading about some characters in this book, maybe it's her, that show us the importance of being different and being true to who you are, because you matter and you belong. Everyone say, I belong, I belong, I matter, I matter. One more time, I belong, I belong, I matter, I matter. All right, let's keep that in our mind as we read today. So excited, revolutionary readers. Here's our first page, and I see our character on the cover of the book. Let's read. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you. Wow, revolutionary readers, let's take a look already at our character. What do you notice about her? Her facial expression. She has her hand on the door so gently. What do you notice about her eyes? Maybe her mouth, her eyebrows, all the different parts of her face. You can even try to make that same expression. Maybe she's feeling nervous, a little worried, a little apprehensive. Let's keep reading to find out more about her and why she may be feeling that way. Maybe it will be your skin, your clothes, or the curl of your hair. Once again, revolutionary readers, I'm noticing that our character looks worried, maybe even nervous. I wonder if she's worried that no one looks like her and what that makes her feel like. Even the words tell us. Maybe it will be your skin, your clothes, or even the way your hair looks. I know sometimes I feel different from my hair too. There will be times when no one understands the way the words curl from your mouth, the beautiful language of the country you left behind. My name is Rigoberto. We just moved here from Venezuela. And because they don't understand, the classroom will fill with laughter until the teacher quiets everyone. Wow, what do we notice here, revolutionary readers? From this page to this page, take a few moments to look. The illustrations are so important too. They go and connect with the words. You're noticing that Rigoberto looks so happy, pleasant, even calm here. I notice his eyes are closed. His eyebrows are arched up. He's even smiling and even playing with the bird, it looks like. But then what do we notice here? Is it the same or different? It's different. He looks sad. There's no longer a smile. Why do you think that is? Shall we read some of the words again to remind ourselves? And because they don't understand, the classroom will fill with laughter until the teacher quiets everyone. How do you think he feels right now? Pretty sad. And why? Because it seems like the classroom is laughing at him. I wonder if there can be something done. Rigoberto has such a beautiful story and language, and he's from such a beautiful country. You can tell how proud he is to be where he's from, as he should be. Rigoberto, from Venezuela. Your teacher says so softly. Oop, give me a boop, boop. Miss Kumar, I sometimes make mistakes. When I'm reading, I oftentimes do. And when I do, I try to go back and reread. I just made a mistake, so I'm going to try that again. Rigoberto, from Venezuela. Your teacher says so soft and beautifully that your name and homeland sound like flowers blooming the first bright notes of a song. Wow. Notice Rigoberto's face, revolutionary readers. What do you notice about it now? That's right. He seems to be smiling again. Do you notice how the teacher rightfully acknowledges the beauty of his name to share with the class? If you have a name, just like I have a name that sounds different from the rest of the class, it's so important that it's shared, and that it's shared beautifully and well, because your name has a story and it means who you are. So I'm so happy that this teacher said his name once again so proudly and beautifully. I hope that if you have a teacher or someone that you love or care about, or even a friend or anyone for that matter, that they say your name with pride and they also say it correctly. Don't be afraid if someone says your name incorrectly to be able to say, excuse me, you actually say it like this. But I noticed that this teacher says his name and how he feels just by that. Your name is very important. There will be times when the words don't come. Your own voice, once huge, now smaller. When the teacher asks, what did you do last summer? Tell the class your story. We went to France, Shayla says. These shells came from a beach in Maine. A boy named Jonathan holds out a jar filled with tiny shells so fragile they look like they'll turn to dust in your own untraveled hands. My whole family went to India, Spain, South Carolina. Each souvenir a small triumph of a journey. Their travels going on and on. Revolutionary readers, what do you notice is happening in this illustration, or even from reading the words? Take a few seconds. I'll put it close. That's right. I notice that all of our different classmates are excited and sharing and have brought so many things, but then yet our character here is hunched over, curled up in a ball, and still looking quite sad. I wonder why. Why do you think? Oh, because she feels as though everyone has traveled to so many places. But I know that she has a story to tell, something just as important, don't you? I'm wondering, what is that story? I can't wait to read more and figure that out. And as you stand in front of that room, you can only remember how the heat waved as it lifted off the curb, and your days spent at home caring for your little sister who made you laugh out loud and hugged you so hard. Give yourself a tight squeeze. At nap time, you can only remember the books you kept on reading long after she had fallen to sleep. And in that room where no one else is quite like you, you'll look down at your own empty hands and wonder, what good is this when other students were flying and sailing and going somewhere else? What do you notice is in her hands, revolutionary readers? That's right. It's a book, and it seems important to her. I'm also noticing that she and her sister laughed, and they hugged, that warm embrace of a hug from her little sister. It seems like she really enjoyed what she did, but still feeling different. I hope she knows that her experience and story matters just as much as anyone else's. And I'm hoping she shares her story too. I hope she knows that she's enough, that she is enough. There will be times when the lunch your mother packed for you is too strange or too unfamiliar for others to love as you do. Look at this. I notice this character is sitting over here with her lunch and everyone else is looking. I even see some whispers. But I'm wondering, in this moment, even thinking about school or when you're out, how can we create curiosity? Instead of staring, maybe going over and asking kindly, could you tell me, what is that? Or what are you eating for lunch today? This also reminds me of when I was growing up in elementary school and my mommy would make me lunch and put it in these silver tiffins, these Indian tiffins, and they didn't look like everyone else's lunchbox. And sometimes I was scared to share my story of who I was and really share why I brought a tiffin to school instead of a lunchbox. I'm wondering if someone will be courageous enough to ask her and share in that experience, because her experience matters. When even your own friends, Naja, will wrinkle her nose and say, what's in there anyway? And you'll wonder how she doesn't see the rice beneath the meat and kimchi. You'll wonder why she doesn't remember that rice is the most popular food in the world. Now, revolutionary readers, I noticed that her friend did ask her, what's in there anyway? But I'm wondering if there's a kinder way that she could ask, because I noticed she is sitting with her. How do you think you would ask if you didn't know? Try it out. Excuse me, what are you eating today? Let's try it together. Excuse me, but what are you eating today? Notice how when you can shift the way that you ask a question, it can also create kindness and make someone feel like they're included. It looks delicious too. It's making me hungry. There will be times when the climbing bars are too high, the run is too fast and far, the game isn't one you can ever really play. I don't want him on our team. You can watch. Maybe you can have a turn later. Those don't sound like very kind phrases or things to say, revolutionary readers. It sounds like it's a feeling of exclusion, the opposite of inclusion. And inclusion means to include everyone. Notice, how does our character feel here by not feeling included? Show us with your body. Maybe you're shrugged over. His hands are in his pockets. He's looking up at all of the kids playing. I wonder what's going to happen, if something might change. There will be times when the world feels like a place that you're standing all the way outside of. Now, revolutionary readers, I notice that our character is even farther away, all the way on the outside. And what do you notice about all of our characters here? That's right. They look joyful and happy and engaged with each other playing. I'm wondering, what's his story? What makes him different? What makes him important? Because we all know he is. Sometimes I feel that same way, revolutionary readers. Feeling lost, feeling maybe like an outsider in the world. I'm hoping he can find his voice and his place, just like we have. And all that stands beside you is your own brave self, steady as steel. Steel is really strong. And ready, even though you don't yet know what you're ready for. Let's take a look, revolutionary readers. I'm noticing he's looking down. He still has that book in his hand, almost like our friend who has a book in her hand. I'm wondering if that could be something they could connect on. But even more so, I'm looking at all of the different parts of this illustration to help me connect to the words. What do you notice? There's a reflection. And is the reflection the same or different? That's right, it's different. He actually looks excited. And what is he doing with the book? Show us with your body. That's right, he's opening the book. It looks like the book brings him so much joy. I'm wondering if that's his story. Maybe that's what brings him to life. And it almost looks like what's coming out of that book might be the same as this book. Seeing all of these little connections. Oh my goodness. Revolutionary readers, I love this page. I'm hoping you can figure out why I love this page. You ready? I don't know if you're ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? We're always ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? We're always ready. Okay. Here we go. Before we even get started in the words, what do you notice? What do you notice? What do you see? What do you notice? Can you tell me? What do you notice? That's right. It looks like our character is feeling the same or different. She's feeling different. How do you know? How do you know? She's smiling. Her eyes are wide open. Her eyebrows are arched high. That tells me that she may be feeling happy. That's right. Excited, joyful. Let's see what happens to make her feel this way. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you until the day you begin. Those words sound so familiar. They remind me of the title, The Day You Begin. This page seems to be really important, revolutionary reader, so I'm going to read that part again. When I see the title, it makes me think, we have to keep this in mind. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you until the day you begin to share your stories. Sounds like she's going to share her story. My name is Angelina, and I spent my whole summer with my little sister. You tell the class, your voice stronger than it was a minute ago. Reading books and telling stories, and even though we were right on our block, it was like we got to go everywhere. Revolutionary readers, it looks like Angelina is sharing her story. And it seems like it's making her feel proud and excited, as it should be. And what do you even notice from this illustration? That's right. It's like she's using her imagination and showing us that she's with her little sister and reading all of these incredible books, and it's bringing them everywhere and anywhere that they've wanted to go. Maybe the mountains, maybe the sea, maybe the hills, maybe overseas. Wow. I'm wondering what's going to happen next. Oh my goodness me, oh my. Look who we see. Does anyone remember who that is? It's okay if you don't. We can go back in the book and see. Let's go back. I'm going to remind myself. I'm going to read a couple of words. My name is Rigoberto. We just moved here from Venezuela. It's Rigoberto. And he looks like he's saying something to Angelina. I'm wondering what he's saying. Let's read to find out. Your name is like my sister's, Rigoberto says. Her name is Angelina too. And all at once, in the room where no one else is quite like you, the world opens itself up a little wider to make some space for you. As it should, revolutionary readers, because there should be space for everyone. And it looks like there are other friends too who are excited to meet Angelina. It looks like she could be making friends. Revolutionary readers, before we even read the words once again, what do you notice? That's right, it looks like Angelina and Rigoberto are swinging together and maybe talking and enjoying each other's company. Let's see. This is the day you begin. Once again, the day you begin. To find the places, your laughter and your lunches, your books, your travel and your stories, where every new friend has something a little like you and something else so fabulously not quite like you at all. Wow. We've learned about so many different characters in this book and all of the things that make them different, but yet still finding connections along the way. Once again, they matter, just like you matter. Say, I matter. I matter. I belong. I belong. And here we have on the final page all of our friends together and belonging with smiles on their face and their story told and shared. The end. Great job, revolutionary readers. Wow, I can't believe that we just read our very first Shades of Brown book, Read Aloud, together. Now, I'm wondering, what did you learn from this book today? Is there anything that you learned that you think you could take away, maybe into your school, into your home, into your community, maybe with friends, your siblings, family? I know for me that this book is so important because it taught me about the importance of inclusion, the importance of feeling included and having your voice and your story heard, no matter where you are, especially in the classroom. Whether your name is different, whether where you're from is different, whether the color of your skin is different, it's all so important that we're making sure that we make everyone's story heard and everyone belong. I'm hoping that you'll be able to take this out into your community and everywhere you go, and that you also tell your story because you matter. You matter. Now, I can't wait for next week. If you have any books or anything exciting that you'd like to share, feel free to share it with me at Rohi's Readery. Rohini's Readery. So exciting. I can't wait for our next book. Feel free to share any books that you have. And I can't wait to see you next time, Revolutionary Readers, at Rohi's Readery. Bye.